Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Fight League Atlantic, and we are watching FLA Exposure. This is a great episode we have for you today. I'm your guest host for the day, Timmy B, and this is going to be incredible. We've got our two main event fighters for FLA 13 coming on the show. Face to face, we're going to ask them some tough questions. We'll see what they have to say. Before we get things started, I do want to give a special shout out to the sponsor of this episode. Of course, it is Coldstream Clear. If you guys have known FLA for any length of time, you know who Coldstream Clear is. If you've been at an FLA event, which of course you should be, you're going to know Coldstream Clear. You see it all around. They're on site. Make sure you check them out. They are at coldstreamclear.com. Now, to get things started, we're going to bring in the first of our two main event fighters and guests for today. Coming out of Langley, British Columbia, he is the ghost, Christien Tremayne. So let's welcome him in.
Hey, guys.
Christien, how you doing, my friend?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining the show. We're very excited to have you on. Right now, I'm going to bring in your opponent for FLA 13 on February 3rd. Get that show at fightleagueatlantic.com. He is from St. John, New Brunswick. He is Tiger, Christien Savoie.
What's up, y'all?
There he is. Christien, how are you guys doing today?
Good, buddy.
I don't know who to go first. You go first, bro.
I will call you by your last names moving forward. But Tiger, Savoie, how are you feeling? How's the training been leading up to this fight?
Good, man. Yeah. Can't complain. Good. Always little tweaks between training camps and stuff, but all in all, good.
Nice. Good. And Ghost, how about you, my friend?
Good, man. Things have been good. Just kind of doing more of the same here. I've been working my jiu-jitsu a fair bit. Everybody knows jiu-jitsu guy, right? So,
well, that's what you said last time, but the striking came out at FLA 12.
Yeah, well, that's where I get to shine. Is I'm not afraid. I think a lot of these guys that have fought Savoie in the past, rightly so. He's an intimidating guy, but these guys they're not willing to stand in front of him. But I'm going to try my hand at it, and then there's always the jiu-jitsu to fall back on if need be.
Good. Savoie, your thoughts on that?
Well, thanks for the compliment. And yeah, man, I think he's a well-rounded fighter, So, we'll see how she rolls.
There you go. Now, for those that don't know, this is the main event of FLA 13. It's the first show of the year. This is a fantastic card all around, but you guys are highlighting it. You guys are the main event. And this is the very first ever professional championship for Fight League Atlantic. So, Savoie, I'm going to go to you first. How happy are you to be competing for the first ever professional title with Fight League Atlantic?
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's what can I say? It's cool. It's I was the Elite One champ, which was like the big organization around here prior to FLA. So it'd be a cool thing for me, man, to kind of win both belts,
That is correct. And Tremayne, what are your thoughts on being the guy coming in to spoil the hometown, as you often do?
Yeah, well, FLA has been really good to me. So yeah, I'd love to be that very first title holder, just for that reason as well. They've been nothing but good to me, so that would mean a lot to me. And then also, yeah, like you say, I kind of want to win it because I'm a West Coast guy. I'm being brought out as the villain. I know I got brought out to lose last time. They were trying to build Cam Nelson. Right, he's 5-0 through amateur and pro, never lost, and they brought out a guy who was 4-4, thinking, "Hey, this is a guy that's willing to lose." And I've just kind of revamped things, and I like spoiling parties. Let's put it that way. And
at FLA 12, no, I was going to say at FLA 12, you come out. I think, that fight was incredible. The crowd definitely booing you at the beginning because you were that, the guy coming in from the outside. You've dealt with that pressure a lot, though. You've dealt with being kind of the spoiler a lot. How do you look to see that the FLA crowd is going to greet you this time, seeing that they just saw you a few months ago?
I don't know, man. I've been getting a great reception from the East Coast fans. To be honest, they're great. Even after I was leaving the cage, a lot of the guys that were booing me, they were dapping me up as I was leaving and stuff. So that was always, it's nice that you can hate somebody and then watch them fight. Call them whatever names and everything. But once the fight's over and done with, right? That's the beauty of fighting, is that words don't mean nothing anymore. It's what the results were in the ring there. As for the fans, though, I think Savoie is going to be a little disappointed. I don't know, from the reception I get from the fans out there, man. I don't know how well liked he is, So I think it'll be a pretty 50-50 split on the fans. But that being said, like I was just saying, like the fans don't really mark the outcome, right? So I'm going to be going out there with a specific game plan, and when the crowd sways, I think there'll be a ghost chant by the end of it, to be honest.
Tiger, you were out there at FLA 12. You put on one hell of a performance in your victory, not just in the cage and in the fight, but in your post-fight speech as well. You were getting that crowd riled up. The roof was blowing off the place from the fans reacting to your fight and your post-fight speech, where you deemed yourself Canada's greatest welterweight. So what do you have to say about that?
I didn't say I'm the greatest welterweight. That belongs to George St. Pierre. But I think I'm currently the best welterweight right now. That's my opinion. And but yeah, man, thanks for the I think it was a heck of a speech too. Yeah.
Yeah, and what about the fan reaction for you? Because, like I said, the crowd was going insane. That fight was beautiful. It was just a highlight reel, the whole thing. How have the fans been reacting to you after that FLA 12 and leading up into FLA 13?
I mean, I don't know what the heck he's talking about. I feel like I get quite a bit of support out here. I think, not that I want him to get booed by any means, but I definitely think it's not going to be a 50-50 crowd, but, we'll see what happens. At the end of the day, man, I don't care, and he's in the same boat, right? He knows he's coming into my territory, right? At the end of the day, we get in the cage and we fight, so whether the crowd's booing, cheering, we got a job to do, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. The crowd has been insane at every FLA event that you go to, every FLA event that you see. That crowd is pumped. They are crazy for fights. They just appreciate the incredible Canadian athletes that we have, that we're showcasing, right, from all across Canada, not just the East Coast, but across Canada. But I mean, it's just incredible. Christien Savoie, I want to ask you, have you studied any of Tremayne's past fights, and what are you thinking about it? Has it influenced your matchup at all?
I did watch a couple he has a couple fights on Fight Pass there. I got a question for you, bro. Did you used to fight at 155?
Yep.
Dude, I don't know how you did that. He's a big dude.
Fight at 145.
Man. But yeah, because I saw him backstage. Him and I went to go see the doctor at the same time. I looked at him, kind of sizing him up, and I asked him how much he weighed right now. But yeah. Anyways, he's a big dude. I can't believe he used to make 55. But that said, yeah, I did watch his fights on Fight Pass, and I didn't even get to see his fight with Nelson. All I saw was the highlights. I just finished my fight, and I just wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. But yeah, man, yeah, he's good. What do you want me to say? He's good. I like him.
Don't want to give away any of the strategies. I get it, Savoie. Tremayne, have you been watching any of Savoie's fights in return, and has that influenced your strategy for the fight?
Yeah. Savoie, he's, it's tough when you meet a guy who's, gifted athletically, and then also, he's spoken his post-fight about his game plan, about watching tape previous, and setting up a specific game plan for that. So, I know I'm coming out to not only fight a tough fighter, but also a smart one too. But But yeah, that being said, to be 9-2 like he is, I don't think, I think most guys would be in the UFC at that point with a 9-2 record, and that comes down to who he's fought. So, with the Pixley fight, like I think a guy like Pixley has no problem coming into a ring and losing a fight. Yeah, like my losses are fucking burned in my soul. I have a hard time falling asleep just thinking about him, and those are years ago. And so yeah, I think the quality of competition and just the drive, he's gonna hit me, and when I'm still there, then that's when the doubts start coming in. And yeah, nothing against him, I think, but I'm gonna enjoy breaking him.
Tiger, you're smirking a little bit at those comments. Get your thoughts on that?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I mean, if that's what he thinks, that's what he thinks. I'm a tough man to break, so kudos to him if he can do that.
Now, that being said, this is the title fight. Savoie, should you be the victor and claim that gold, what's next for you?
I definitely think I deserve a shot on either Contender Series or the UFC. That's what I want. And if that doesn't happen, then I'll defend the belt. But I think, yeah, man, I think it lines up perfect for a summer showdown in the big league. That's what I'm hoping for.
And Tremayne, of course, you don't want that to happen for our friend here, Savoie. You want to take that title home yourself. What happens if you are the victor?
Well, I don't know, man. I heard there's a card in April. I got a bit of work to do, rebuild my record and stuff, right? If I win, I'm only 6-4. I will be on a 3-fight win streak, but I don't think I'm quite at the level where I can start asking for a Contender Series or anything like that yet. Skill wise, level wise, I think I'm there, but yeah, just rebuilding that record for Dana, right? And like I say, FLA is great to me. They bring me out, gave me a cool tracksuit. Yeah, the fight kits, everything about FLA, man, is dope. So yeah, and then me and my girl Maggie Meyer, we might pop back out. So she'll be on the FLA grappling, and then I'll do the fight card on the 12th or whatever.
Very nice, very nice. Good plans for both of you. A little birdie told me that following FLA 12, that you guys may have had some words with each other back at the Fighter Hotel. I don't think it came to blows or anything. There was no drama like that. But
I punched him out.
Did you?
No.
Tremayne, can I ask, what was that conversation like with Savoie? What were you guys talking about?
Yeah, so Savoue's, he's a fighter. That's just he's a professional, and so we're not fighting unless we're getting paid to do it, I think. And so yeah, I just saw him in the hotel. We were just both waiting for the elevator there, and just mentioned, I was like, well, I think they might slate us up next. And then it was just kind of like well, best of luck to you, and train hard and whatever. But yeah, I think it does suck, this is a great fight for me, Savoie, with the record he has. So that's definitely, like, it's a risky fight for me for sure. Savoie's, tough as they come, top 10 pound for pound in Canada outside of the UFC. But that being said, it's a huge fight for me to win, right? It would be nice to see him get into the UFC and do that. Unfortunately, he's in my way now. But yeah, I'm always going to root for Canadians making it to the UFC and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, when we got to the hotel, I respect what he's done in his career. I respect the way he carries himself and everything. So I'm not going to shit talk him as a person. And yeah, so we had a pretty respectful meeting in the hotel there.
Yeah, it's nice. I will say that sitting in the crowd at FLA events, it's amazing because after the fights, for those that don't know, the fighters like kind of immediately come back out into the crowd. They're sitting with the fans and their team. but the teams are all together. Like the teams are getting along well with one another. It's something that surprised me, you know, that like seeing the teams of fighters just like hanging out and being chummy with one another. Savoie, is this a fight that you obviously saw happening as well coming out of FLA 12? You thought that this would be your next matchup?
I honestly had no idea, man. I was in talks with some other things, and but you know, it was like a couple days later. It might have even been that next day. Derek told me that, you know, it was an option, and yeah, like Tremayne said, like we ran into each other at the hotel, and it was like a, you know, just a friendly conversation. How'd your fight go, kind of thing. And then he said he'd fight me, and I was like, sweet, man. Yeah, you know, we'll talk, you know, and here we are.
Yeah. Tremayne, I'm gonna call this out on Savoie though. Savoie, you appear very relaxed right now, very calm, very like peaceful. But when I see you in person, when I see you at the event, you are a scary dude. Like your energy is totally different. You've got a totally different vibe. Which one is the real Savoie? This nice, calm, relaxed guy, or the killer that we see?
I think I'm both, man. You know, at the end of the day, man, you know, like the truth is, I just have a tremendous amount of respect for my opponents, and anybody who does this, you know, unless you're like a Colby Covington type guy and you're, you know, you're like just crossing these crazy lines, you know, it's a sport, man, and I respect him, and I think it takes a lot of courage to get in there, with me, you know. So again, kudos to him, and yeah, but that said, obviously, when the bell rings, you know, I got a job to do, man, and you know, that's just, it is what it is. It's a sport, right?
Definitely. And we all love it. We love to see you guys compete. Now, I'm going to ask you, you guys are being very respectful. You can see some of the comments that are flashing on the screen. People are happy with this. And it's something for me that I'm so proud of. Like when I see fighters like yourselves that are so respectful and truly represent what martial arts is all about. But I want to ask you, Tremayne, first to you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Mr. Savoie as a fighter?
He's up there, yeah. You know, I'd give him like an 8.5.
All right. It looks like it was difficult for you to say that.
It hurt my soul a little bit, you know. Just
yeah.
I'm a 9.5 though, so you know, it's gonna have to get to the 9.5.
So, but why would you give Tiger an 8.5? What is it that you see?
Like I said, like his ability to craft a game plan. Like, you know, I for a couple of my first fights, it was like I always would joke around being like, well, my opponent can't know what I'm going to do because I don't even know what I'm going to fucking do. So that was always a bit of a runner. But yeah, now as I get older, you know, I realized that how much easier it is if you just watch tape and construct a game plan. So I would say that his ability to craft a game plan, his size, he's a big 170. Yeah, I'm just, like you said, like I used to make 55. I'd walk around at about 190. Nearly have to like chop a leg off. Yeah, I've a couple of cuts where I felt like I was like near death. And so I just moved up to 70, and now I just barely watch my diet when I'm in the off season. And now I get to walk around 195, 200. And so I don't think the size is going to have too much of a factor. Yeah, I would say, yeah, 8.5. Yeah. You know, he's got some good power. He's got some good reads, and but yeah, I'm just really looking forward to testing myself against a guy at this level. So looking forward to it.
Thank you for that. And Tiger, what would you rate this West Coast guy on a scale of 1 to 10 as a fighter?
I give him like a 4. No, I'm just playing. I in my mind, he's a 10. And you know, that's honestly, man, that's how I prepare for everybody. You know, I don't underestimate anything, you know. Yeah, I never, honestly, it wouldn't matter if he was 0-6 or a 20-0 Khabib protege, you know. At the end of the day, he's a man with 4-ounce gloves, and he's trying to beat me up. And you know, it'd be dumb for me to underestimate him. So I'm gonna go high.
Yeah, definitely. Got some. Oh, we have a guest appearance here. Who is that, Tremayne?
That's my girl Nova.
Nova? Very nice, very nice. I don't know what Nova would rate you, Savoie, but I hope
She's giving me a 10 for sure.
she
Oh,
did.
yeah.
I thought I saw it too. Guys, FLA obviously is like the powerhouse of MMA in Canada right now. It's kicking butt out there, guys. Again, FLA 13 is February 3rd in the Moncton Coliseum in Moncton, New Brunswick. If you're anywhere close, you got to get out here. Like the fight is going to be incredible. The whole fight card.
You saw that comment too,
eh? So let's get on with perhaps my final question for both of you, but I'm going to go to Savoie first. Is there any specific message or prediction that you'd like to convey to the fans, the people listening and watching right now? Thank you for those that are, regarding your opponent here.
Just like message to the fans.
Yeah, message to the fans. Message to Tremayne.
Message for the fans is just yeah, man, please show up in big numbers. I think it's gonna be a heck of a scrap potentially. Might have might have a war on my hands. Might be a quick night. We'll see, right? We'll let things play out. And Tremayne, wish you good rest of your training camp, man. Good weight cut. Get here safe. Let's do the damn thing.
Hell yeah.
And Tremayne, over to you. Is there any specific message or prediction that you wanted to make?
Yeah, for the fans and everything, for all my West Coast people, make sure you catch the stream. It's FLA makes it very easy, and they put on a very good production value for it. So make sure you hit the stream there, and then if you're on the East Coast and watching, make sure you come out. Like you were saying there, the fans are always electric at FLA, and it helps us as fighters too when we're in there. We were talking about the booze earlier. Yeah, that shit. That it's nice. I like the energy in the crowd. Doesn't matter, positive, negative. Energy is energy to me. So, fans, come on out. And my prediction for this is a 5-round drag out. That's what I'm training for. That's what I'm going to try to implement. Is he's a strong starter. I'm a notorious slow starter. So make my way out of that first round, and then take 2, 3, 4, 5, and same thing to Savoie. Make sure you make it there healthy, and fingers crossed.
Yeah. Guys, I'm very happy to have met you today. I'm glad that we got to have this chat. I think the fans really like it too, because they get to see that human side behind you guys. So I feel like that's great. Again, Fight League Atlantic 13 is February 3rd. If you're not near Moncton, New Brunswick, I'm coming out there from Toronto, guys. So anybody can make that flight. Get out there to go watch Fight League Atlantic 13 in Moncton, New Brunswick. But get the show at fightleagueatlantic.com. It was just showing down there on the screen. fightleagueatlantic.com. Go tell your friends, go tell your relatives, go tell people you don't know now to get ready for February 3rd to go to fightleagueatlantic.com to get that. And again, I do want to thank our sponsors, Coldstream Clear. You guys saw them at the venue. They're great. They're great guests and great sponsors of Fight League Atlantic. So make sure you check out coldstreamclear.com, and thank you to them for sponsoring this episode. Guys, before we go, final words, anything that you wanted to say? Savoie, you first, sir.
Just want to say thanks for having me on. Thanks, FLA. Thank you, Christien Tremayne. Thanks for all the fans. Thank you, all my sponsors. And much love. God bless.
Thank you. And Ghost, to you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Thanks to all my sponsors, Ghost Grappling, Popeyes Langley. They're definitely helping me out this camp quite a bit. And it's tough. Both of us are professionals. We're not here to shit talk. So we're just gonna have to sell the fight with the potential for what it will be, right? And I think the fans, if they know either one of us, I was supposed to be the grappler, right, against Cam Nelson there. I think people know I'm willing to stand in the middle and hold my own. So. I think against a guy like Savoie there is, that's going to be different than what he's used to. So I think we'll get in there.
And we're talking about selling the fight, eh? Like, you know, he just got fight of the year. I didn't see the fight, but I got fight of the year, so it must have been a good fight. And you just got to check out my highlight reels, man. And so yeah, we don't got to talk, you know. We're gonna show up and like I said, do the damn thing.
Hell yeah.
Damn straight you guys are. I know that Derek was so happy. I know that Derek was looking to make this fight after FLA 12. So I'm so happy I'm so happy that this is the first main event of 2024. This is like the best way to start the season. So thank you guys for this. I appreciate it. To all the fans out there watching, again, thank you so much. Come on out and support. Again, get your FLA gear, man. This stuff looks amazing. I know you see everybody in the crowd wearing it. So get that when you're on site. And guys, thank you so much. And we'll see you very, very soon in a couple of weeks.